Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Angela. I decided to go ahead and do the tag that's going around. It's getting more and more traction, so I decided to jump on the bandwagon and do the rainbow decks. It was by, the tag was started by Meadowlark Mystic. I haven't really watched her channel before. I did go back and watch her video. Pretty cool. And the idea is to not really put a whole lot of thought into it, but when you think of the colors of the rainbow, what decks stand out for those colors? So I actually grabbed more than I probably should have. I didn't care. It's just a chance to shop all my decks. I do have probably the least amount of anybody on the channel. I have quite a few I've collected this year, but I still only have like 30 decks total with Oracle and Tarot. And I do have a couple Oracle, well, one Oracle, two Oracles in here. But let's get started. So the only deck I have in red is, and the only thing I thought of was the Encore Tarot, which the box is red. The little ribbon inside is red. The picture inside is red. I don't know if you can see me okay because I'm getting a glare on myself. I don't know if you guys are, but let's see if I can brighten it up more. The backs are red as well. And then the gilding is this gorgeous, it's never going to be shown great on camera, but it is gorgeous. And so yeah, that's a red deck, but there's also a lot of red in it as well. They're a little shiny. The wands, the borders are red as well. Yeah, there's, yeah, to me a lot of red in this deck. And I love the images. This is the deck I'm working with this month. It's just fantastic. I'm just showing all the wands. But there is other red in here. Yeah, swords. This red cape. But yeah, the only thing I thought of when I thought of red is this deck, because I'm like, come on. The gilding alone that's gorgeous. String card. This temperance is pretty. It's got like a red sash, reddish orange. Oh, look at that. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. It's just, yeah, I love this deck. I could show this deck all day, every day. There's a lot of red in that one. So, yeah. That is my red deck. I'm trying to show something that's, oh, this one has some red in it. I'm trying to show something. There's the Fool with some red, which is the cover of the box. Oh, look at the Palace card. It's red. Yeah, so, you know, red in that. So yeah, this is the Encore Tarot by Cheryl Marchetti. You can get it on Etsy. That's where I got this deck. I was super excited when the deck came edged. I didn't know it was edged. But at the same time, I was leery. I didn't want to use the deck because I didn't want it to flake or chip off or anything. Because I have another deck that was bronze edge. It's gorgeous. Within a few days, it was chipping off and looked like I'd had it for years. But this gilding has not chipped, edged, flaked, nothing. And I shuffled the crap out of this thing. Riffle shuffle, overhand shuffle, doesn't matter. It hasn't budged. It's still like brand new. And I love it. So that is for my red deck. For my orange, the very first thing that came to mind, and the only real orange deck I have, I think, is the Mystical Shaman Oracle. There's the book. Comes in a secondary box, 2-part box. It's fantastic packaging. Pretty green ribbon. But when I think of orange, I don't think of the bright Halloweeny orange, which I did just get the Halloween Oracle. Turns out there's not a lot of orange in that. But I edged it in like this burnt orange color. The backs have a little bit of orange in them as well. And then there's, let me see. Yeah, some orangey colors in it. I love this deck as well. To me, there's a lot of different shades of orange in this deck. I'm trying to find some because these are all blue. There's Earth, my second favorite card. Yeah, it's like orangey red. Some pumpkins in that. Oh yeah, orange. Oh, the arrow is orange. And so yeah, I like this more earthy, burnt orange color or rust color orange. Oh, look at that. Come on. Beautiful. Her wings is like orange. The coyote. Yeah. So, yeah. Very orangey. So, yeah, that's the first thing and only thing I thought of when I thought of an orange deck, was this deck. And as you can see, there's a good reason for that. It has a lot of orange in it to me. I think that's it, yeah. So yeah, that is my orange deck. Now, everything else, I got 2 decks because I'm greedy and I want to show more than 1 deck at a time. When I do a tag, so I'm cheating a little bit, and there's not really rules. I've seen people do Oracle, just Tarot, just Oracle on this tag. I don't think it matters. It's just decks, right? So I'm just going to put these all back in there in order because I just throw them all around. Okay, now we have yellow. Yellow, the first deck I thought of is my 2.0 RWS, and you can see why. Yellow on the back. This deck could have gone either way because there's a lot of gorgeous blue in here. But I mainly thought of this card, the Empress, with that yellow sky. I can't get over it. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. I love it. But there's so many yellows in here. Even the swords suit has yellow band at the bottom. So this was the first deck I thought of. And look at the pentacles in this. They just stand out so fantastic in this deck. Wow, look at that. Yeah. And the moon, geez. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Any chance I get to show these cards off, I will, because didn't really do RWS, and then this deck entered my life, and wow. It's super hot out here, so the bugs are out like crazy. It is yellow. But yeah, I was torn between using this for yellow and blue because they could go either way, really. I think it might be just a tie, but look at that. The different tones of yellow is just, breathtaking in this deck. The wheel, there's so much yellow. Cups. Let me get back to some more yellow. Yeah, I like the 2-tone yellows in the death card. That card too. I like more of the rusty, yellowy, orangey colors. Those. Just, yeah, gorgeous. String card, look at that. Star even has a bright yellow star. The Magician in the full, gorgeous yellows in that. So yeah, that is my 2.0 tarot that you can get on makeplayingcards.com. I think they were like $32. And then I have the original deck, the very first deck I bought, which made me realize maybe this isn't the deck for me, which is funny because it is also an RWS deck. It's the Radiant Rider-Waite Smith. I thought about using this as blue too because I created a box for it with yellow stars. Oh shoot, got cards flying. The backs are blue and yellow, but the stars made me think of yellow. I also gilded it or edged it in a yellow highlighter, and it has a lot of yellow as well. It just to me doesn't set right. When I first bought the deck, I'm like, ooh, these are bright colors, but it's nothing like the 2.0. They stand out. And I really just use this deck as a study deck. I've never actually really worked with it, just because it never really resonated with me. But yeah, it's got a lot of yellow. Now look at that Empress and the difference in the other one in the sky. Totally different to me. It gives me a totally different feel in that card. I don't understand it because it's the exact same imagery. The coloring is different, and it makes all the difference to me. And these decks, I do like that tower. And the Fool. And look, the Magician and the Fool together again in this deck. That's weird. And they're both yellow. Crazy. I like that Hangman with the yellow band around his head, the star. They seem to be going in the same order as the other deck did, and they're shuffled up, so that's weird. Yeah, so I thought of these two I was back and forth on blue and yellow because they're both blue, mainly blue and yellow decks. But I didn't. I went with yellow strings. Goes. So that is the Radiant Rider-Waite Smith. I actually bought this at Barnes & Noble at the store when I felt called to buy a tarot deck when I first started my tarot journey. I've never really used it. I do have one more in the yellow, the Tarot of the Hidden Realm, and it's really for one card. There's kind of a gold yellowish inside of the box. The book has yellow on it. This card here is the very reason I thought of this deck as well, because that is beautiful and that's all yellow there. There's quite a bit of yellow in this as well. And I just thought it would be a change of pace from the Radiant Rider-Waite Smith decks. So much yellow in this, and they're different shades of yellow as well, which is why I like it. Gorgeous. I like him. He's not yellow, but he's cute. Yeah, there's a lot of yellow in here. And I love this deck. It's beautiful. It makes me feel like I'm grounded and down to earth. Very Mother Nature based to me. And that's the cover of the book. I really like this deck. And it also made me want to start checking out animal decks as well, because there's a few animals in here. Yeah. Really pretty. I love it. It's the Tarot of the Hidden Realm. It's a fairy, fae. The book is fantastic. If you haven't checked this out, it's on Amazon. I think it's $22, 23 bucks, something like that. Pretty cheap. And for the quality of the box and everything, it's amazing. It's a Llewellyn deck, published by Llewellyn. Right, yeah, Llewellyn. So yeah, there's all my yellows. Sorry, I went on a tangent with the yellow. Let's see, now we have green. Green. So I'm going to show you one of my latest purchases. I just did a walkthrough on this deck, Universal Celtic Tarot. And you're going to see why, because it looks blue, right? No. No. Comes a little white book. The backs are gorgeous. That is the most perfect green back. Love it. And there's so much green in here that it's different shades of green, and green is my favorite color. There's even green in that. The trees below. I could go on and on with this deck forever because I just got it and I'm really like playing around with it. It speaks to me so deeply. I still can't explain why at all. Even my fool, look at this fool. He's got a mushroom over him. Beautiful. Beautiful. And if you see my previous channel, look at the greens. Just everything is green. Every card. If you've seen the walkthrough, you know there was a specific reason why I bought this deck, and I'm trying to find her. The Green Man for the Hangman is just, I love it. And that's the other reason why I'm like, of course this is the green deck. Of course it is the green deck. Of course. Yes, it's beautiful. Even she's wearing green in the back. Look at that. Look at these. It just makes you feel like you're in a literal Celtic fairy world, and I adore it because of that. I used to picture being in this fairyland world when I was a kid. This is the reason I bought this deck. Look at that Eight of Swords. It's gorgeous. And it's very happy to me. It's not your typical Eight of Swords where she's blindfolded or bound, and I love it. There's so much green in this deck. So, of course, it had to be the green deck. Every card is just, there's some green in every card, I swear. Except for a couple of the swords. But even the algae growing on the rocks, green. More green. Yep, so that is my Universal, I think the dragon's green. And he's still in the swords. I love it. Love it. Yeah, this is gorgeous too. I can't stop showing him. I'm sorry. Yeah, there's so much green in here. Yeah, so of course we had to make this my green deck, and I just bought it, and I wanted to show it off again, even though I just did a walkthrough on it yesterday of all the cards, and now they're going to be all mixed up. So I just kind of throw them on that table. So as you can see, that's why I chose that as my green deck. I did have another deck I wanted to show you guys, and I don't think either deck are really getting that much recognition. I don't know when this one was published. I was going to look it up before I came in on, but I forgot. But I don't know that it's been out that long, or if it has, I've never seen it before. It's beautiful. But the other deck I've seen a few times, but not nearly as much as it should be. Tarot of the Secret Forest. Again, it's a fairy, mystical, magical, but this is, to me, a dark deck. It's very dark. And comes with a little white book as well. Yeah, there's a lot of green in here. And what I love about this deck is there's the colored side, and then you flip it over, and it's black and white. So yeah, I have, yeah, there's so much green in this. I could show this all day long, but I won't because I've got 4 more decks to go. I'm just gonna, and I like that there's different shades of green in here as well. And yeah, the lily pond, lily pads. I'm just gonna skip through some of this. Yeah. And I've already been on for 21 minutes. No wonder I'm sweating to death. Green. Yeah, there's so much more green in here. But yeah, I love this deck. Everything I'm showing you, I did a walkthrough on. I got this on at my local metaphysical shop. I don't think I've ever looked it up to see if it was on Amazon. I'm sure it is. But I paid an astronomical amount for this deck just because it was at my local metaphysical shop. I don't think it would be. It was like $35 at her shop, but I wanted it, and yeah, I didn't put those back. So we are on to blue. This deck I got on Make Playing Cards, and I really jacked the deck up kind of when I edged it because it bled a lot, and it ticked me out because this was $42. Backs are blue. Let's see, Third Eye. It's got like 5 names. It's Third Eye Tarot is what I call it. It is on Make Playing Cards. There is a lot of blue in here, and if you see in the corners, it's bled a lot. I didn't realize it had bled a lot until it's too late. But there's a lot of blue in here. Different shades of blue as well. And this is a very modern deck. And I really haven't worked with it. I really wanted it, and I was so excited when I got it, and then I just haven't really worked with it at all. I don't know if that's because I edged it badly or, yeah, there's some dark cards in here. Or what, but yeah, I just haven't worked with it. I really found it neat that it was a more modern deck, and I love it. I just haven't really worked with it yet. So that is the Third Eye deck from MakePlayingCards.com. Here's one I want to show. 7 of Wands. There's blue in there. There's another dark blue. Queen of Cups has some blue. The Sun. And then there's this one. And the Lovers. It's got a lot of blue. Yep, so that's the Third Eye deck on Make Playing Cards. I'm sure it's still on there. But yeah, I really like this deck. It's really cool, different modern take. It's probably the only really unique deck I have in my collection. But to give you more of a standard, I'll show you another deck I got on Make Playing Cards. I actually bought a tin for it. It is the short Smith-Waite Short Tarot. It's RWS clone. But the blues in this pop so bad or so great because, or all the colors pop great in there because I think of the, it's like a teal blue, because of the black borders. I love the black borders on these. They're not as good cardstock, which shocks me because it's still make plain cardstock. It says when you buy it, as my 2.0, because that's where I got my 2.0 was makeplaincards.com. But it's a little thinner than the make plain cardstock that is on my 2.0, which kind of upset me a little bit because I love the 2.0 cardstock. There's so many dark, deep blues in this. And I don't know, I'm sure it's because of the, look at that. Yeah, both of those. Because, look how dark that one is. Gorgeous. Look at that. It's almost green. It's so blue. Dark. I'm sure it's because of the black borders on these. It is just so blue. But that's the first deck I really thought of when I thought of, look at all them. Just, there's so many blues, dark blues in there, and light blues in there. Beautiful. 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 Cards. Yep, that was on Make Plain Cards as well as my 2.0. I think they were both like 32 bucks. So that's blue. We're down to purple. And for purple, I just got this. Just did a walkthrough on it. It's a Shadowscapes Tarot. There's a whole story behind this deck. Honestly, I don't want to get into it again, but if you watch my walkthrough, I told all about it. Backs are purple. The box has purple on it. There's even like purpley flowers inside. There's so much purple in this. And I absolutely adore it. Adore it. I love that. It doesn't have to be purple, but it's beautiful. This one, there's so many purples in here. Even most of the background is purple. It's just beautiful. Beautiful cards. And I'm not going to get crazy because I just did a walkthrough on these yesterday. But they're so pretty. So pretty. I'm so happy I have a full-size Shadowscapes in my possession. Oh, look. That's... I love that Queen of Swords. Love it. And that's what I have on the box. It's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful cards. But there's so much purple in this. And I love all the purples and the greens and the blues in this are like the perfect shades of purple, blue, and greens in this deck. Like, they complement each other so well. I'm getting all mixed up here. And this Hermit. So much purple in there. I love that. I love every one of these images. Every one of them. Oh. Even with the red and the orange and yellow in that, there's still a ton of purple in there. Love it. Love it. Like every one of these cards have purple in them. Love this, even though there's no purple. It's beautiful. 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 Love this one, even though there's no purple in there. Oh, I love her tail on this. I believe I said that the other day. or yesterday in the other video. And then look out. And this tower. And the star. And every time I say that, there's another one that's got purple in it. Yeah, there's so much purple in this. There could be no other option other than this purple tarot. The Shadowscapes tarot. And I just bought this on Amazon the other day. 16 bucks. Came with a great little box. 2-part box. And a little white book. And it's like keywords. Beautiful. So the last deck I'm going to show you, and I think I thought of this one simply because of the box and the book and the back of the cards, because that is some magnificent dark purple. The Black Moon Astrology cards comes in a 2-part box. It's published by Blue Angel. And the Shadowscapes was published by Llewellyn. Beautiful purple book. And actually that's the back of the book, but that's what the backs of the cards looks like as well, just not in gold. The backs of the cards, and they are super shiny. There's not too much purple in here. It's like more of a purpley blue. But yeah, the first thing I thought of when I thought of purple was this deck, because, well, other than the after I was like, well, my Shadowscapes, of course, was because the backs in the box, because they're the most gorgeous purple, dark purple. And like I said, there's not a lot of deck cards in here that have a lot of purple, but what they do have is almost like a bluish purple. But I love this deck. I haven't worked with it as much as I've wanted to. I did when I first got it a whole lot last year. Just haven't worked with it a whole lot since then. But yeah, that's it. I could have used blue. There's a lot of blue in here. Like variations of purple in there. But yeah, that is my rainbow decks. Like I said, because I don't have a lot of decks, so we got what we got. But yeah, if you guys like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification button so you're not missing out on any future videos. And you guys have a great evening.